flashing lights, zipping unidentified objects, and bizarrely appearing spheres.
What's strange is I come to this park every day, and normally it's just a big open field, but today, this has appeared. There's not a single plaque around it. It looks like it either came up from the ground or plopped down from the sky.
A lot of strange things have started falling from the sky lately, and everyone is trying to make sense of them.
The hole is about 2 foot in diameter, and that's the hole in my driveway.
Stay tuned in as we are about to reveal some of these most jaw-dropping objects that randomly appeared.
It's like a triangle in the middle with 2 lines. And it's essentially the same on this side, but the markings are slightly different, like the words on the side.
A man identified only as James posted a video online claiming he had discovered a strange, cylindrical metal object in the Nevada desert, similar to the Buga sphere found in Colombia. The clip quickly spread because of how unusual the object looked. A few days later, during a live stream, he drilled into the object after taking a viewer poll, and that's when things took a downturn.
Anyway, I guess we'll begin. I'm gonna go right in. Is this a good idea, guys?
A blue flash appeared behind him. He spun around, repeated, "No, no, no," and "I'm sorry," and then the camera collapsed.
What is that? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
One of the viewers at the time managed to make a copy of the entire live stream and later shared it on social media, with the fate of James remaining a complete mystery. Before we start, hit like and subscribe to stay alert, because these strange moments from around the world weren't supposed to exist. Indianapolis wreckage. While passing through a residential area in Indianapolis, a resident discovered the wreckage of an unidentified spherical object on June 18, 2025. The debris appeared to have fallen directly from the sky, lying in the middle of the road. Residents across the neighborhood shared photos and videos online, and the unusual find quickly drew attention.
What this object is, it landed near the corner of 19th and North Pasadena.
Federal authorities soon arrived with a crane to remove the damaged sphere and transport it to an undisclosed location. With no official statements or mainstream media coverage, the discovery remained largely unexplained, leaving the local community to speculate about the object's origin and purpose. Unidentified crashing object. A local from Pembroke, Massachusetts, Colleen McCormick, captured footage of a strange object falling from the sky near her home, which she later shared online, where it quickly went viral on June 27, 2025. While relaxing by her pool, she noticed the object descending rapidly, engulfed in flames yet completely silent, with a shape unlike anything she had ever seen. Expecting it to crash, she ran to the front of her house to see where it had landed, but the object had vanished without a trace. No smoke, no wreckage, and no clear explanation, leaving both her and viewers puzzled by the idea of what exactly this could have been. Metallic UFO sphere. This video was filmed by a worker in Beijing, China, and later shared by an unknown source on June 27, 2025, showing what looks like a metallic sphere. Soon after having descended several meters just above the surface, it was hovering and rotating at the same time until it suddenly shot off into the sky at a supersonic speed. It had a typical flying saucer-type ring on top of the sphere, with no visible or audible propulsion system. Judging from its nature, it could either be a UFO or a drone, or perhaps a combination of them both. Misting UAPS. An old video from China resurfaced online, with the uploader claiming it was filmed in 2020 during the pandemic. The footage shows a fleet of drones flying in tight formation over a quiet neighborhood while releasing an unknown mist. Viewers noted that no one could confirm what the mist was or whether it posed any risk. Adding to the mystery, many related clips reportedly disappeared from the internet soon after. While some believe the drones were part of a routine disinfection operation, others questioned the secrecy surrounding the event, suggesting there may have been more to the incident than officials acknowledged. Acid snow.
So I was cleaning off this car and I saw these crazy little rainbows and I was like, what are those rainbows coming from?
An aftermath of a snow blizzard in Woodstock, Vermont, on the 11th of December 2023 started to get worrisome while one of the residents was taking snow off of his car. The melting snow seemed to be releasing an unknown chemical that was visible on the mirror by the colorful glow. Additionally, there were some reports that some of the residents even complained of something in the snow, showing small signs of reaction with the glass and other parts of the car.
Where are these rainbows coming from? What is in the snow that's causing the oily rainbow?
Unidentified space junk.
A flaming piece of suspect space junk has sparked a huge investigation.
Wreckage of a strange object was found near a remote mine site in Western Australia on October 20th, 2025. It was first discovered by mine workers passing through the area when they noticed an object smoldering beside an empty road. Despite claims that it resembled debris from a recent Chinese rocket, the tight-lipped handling raised eyebrows.
Approached the giant chunk of metal and carbon fibre which was found on a remote road near a mine site close to the town of Newman.
Police and the Australian Space Agency arrived quickly, restricted access, and whisked the object away for quiet analysis, while the space archaeologist repeated the official rocket explanation. The synchronized response looked less like routine cleanup and more like a careful effort to cover up something that might not have been made on Earth at all. Mudfield object. In remote areas just outside the Indian city of Jaipur, a spherical object was discovered in a muddy field. A crowd of locals and passers-by soon gathered as the news spread. It wasn't large enough to be classified as a UFO or even a separated pod, but it had the nature of one. It was small, though it was said to be unbelievably heavy. According to the farmer of the field, this spherical object unexpectedly descended from a cloudy sky and crashed to the ground. Blue meteor rock. A resident of Williamston, South Carolina, reported that a bright fireball streaked across the sky before crashing into his yard. On July 6th, 2025, he went outside to investigate and found a small blue stone glowing softly in the dirt, strangely cold despite the impact.
The hole is about 2 foot in diameter, and that's the hole in my driveway.
Unsure what the object could be, he kept the footage to himself at first out of caution, but eventually decided to share it online in hopes that someone might recognize it. The unusual glow and unexpected arrival quickly drew attention, leaving people curious about where the mysterious stone came from and what it might be. Disruption beam. While returning from partying, a group of friends were caught off guard when they noticed a started object hovering overhead, and then this happened. A sudden beam of light shot down with shocking force, plunging the entire area into a brief blackout. Moments later, the light blinked back on, leaving everyone shaken, but they were safe. This couldn't have been an EMP pulse, as the recording phone was still filming and remained unscathed. Some ruled it as a projection of power from UFO. Others ruled that it was a powerful thunderstorm. Passing unidentified craft. In the skies of Cancun, Mexico, locals, before sunset, got to witness the emergence of a strange, large aircraft. Its glowing nature was initially mistaken for being a series of burning debris or meteors that were coming crashing down to the Earth. After hearing an engine-like sound, they all soon realized that this, in fact, was a gigantic aircraft or UFO, especially after seeing a single trail following it. Mysterious falling ordnance. A hiker walking along a remote trail somewhere in Idaho noticed an unidentified object falling rapidly from the sky before exploding on impact. The exact location remains undisclosed, adding to the mystery surrounding the event. According to the hiker, the object had an unusual appearance that did not resemble any known ordnance, and no aircraft were seen in the area at the time of the incident. The violent impact and the object's unconventional form have sparked widespread speculation, with theories ranging from experimental technology to debris of unknown origin. Buga sphere. In early 2025, a strange metal sphere was recovered near Buga, Colombia, after witnesses saw it fall from the sky, hit a power line, and drop to the ground. An X-ray specialist later examined it and found 3 seamless metal layers, a low-density core, and 18 tiny internal spheres, all showing no welds or human-style construction. The exterior markings looked like runes, but scans showed they were only surface level, and the sphere stayed cold outside while reportedly hot inside. Its perfect symmetry, odd density patterns, and unknown propulsion hints led some to speculate about advanced or even non-human technology. With testing still underway, the object's purpose and origin remain a complete mystery. Unknown gigantic object. A passerby in an unknown location somewhere in the United States filmed a gigantic object that dropped down on the freeway mysteriously. The object was dense and heavy, but looked nothing natural or of this world. It looked very much resembling a giant church-like bell, but it wasn't the case. Despite its very distinct shape, structure, or any sort of propulsion system from a typical UFO, it was still named to be one. Within an hour, the free zone was closed, and the area was cordoned off by the government. Sphere mystery. A mysterious iron-like sphere approximately 1.5 meters in diameter was discovered on a beach in Hamamatsu City, Shizuoka Prefecture, sparking curiosity among both residents and officials. Following a public report, police briefly secured the area and invited specialists to inspect the object, ultimately determining through X-ray checks that it was hollow and posed no threat. The sphere appeared rusty, with 2 raised handles suggesting it was usually attached to equipment. Local authorities, including the Defense Forces and the Coast Guard, reviewed images to learn more about its origin. Online speculation ranged from theories of it being space debris to a UFO type, drifting it as a surveillance device. 3-Eye Atlas revelation. Avi Loeb, a Harvard professor known for his bold theories on extraterrestrial life, has raised concerns about the interstellar object 3I/ATLAS, arguing that it may not be a comet and that its true nature is being downplayed. The massive object, said to be roughly the size of Manhattan, has confused scientists since its discovery. On October 24, 2025, residents of Fargo, North Dakota, saw a large glowing object streak across the night sky, later identified as 3I/ATLAS, passing unusually close to Earth. Meteoroid creature. On August 29, 2025, a small rocky object reportedly fell in Pedregal, Panama, soon drawing attention for an unusual organic-looking growth. Videos shared online show the object developing green and reddish material resembling plant-like or fungal tissue, and its shape gradually shifting from a tiny, crab-like form to one with dark, tentacle-like extensions. The creator experimenting with it kept the object in glass containers and adjusted sunlight exposure to slow its growth, raising questions about whether it was biological or something entirely unknown. The clips quickly went viral, with viewers speculating about an alien organism or a rare fungus, though no official investigation or scientific explanation has been provided. Strange falling matter. While in the midst of visiting the Anchor Beach in Situbondo, Indonesia, a beachgoer spotted something unidentifiable over the horizon. The moment, dating back to 22nd May 2021, shows a long, narrow silhouette of mystery that appeared from between the clouds as it was dropping down, only to disappear into the water without splashing. By its nature, and with no visible disturbance in and around the water, it is clear that this was no solid matter, rather something more of a swarm of creatures, if not dust or a spiritual being. What do you think could have been? Do share with us your opinion down in the comments. Road wreckage. This isn't the wreckage of some sports car on the rather that of an unidentified flying object. A driver somewhere in Denver, Colorado, filmed what looks like a car-sized UFO craft that had crash-landed in the middle of the city on the 19th of April, 2025. None of the witnesses reported seeing any activity following the crash, even after the police and first responders arrived on the scene. After investigating the wreckage, it was classified as a drone by engineers with technology and software far sophisticated to human capability. Falling black jello. Residents of Patok Besi, Indonesia, were startled on the 11th of April 2025 when a strange, black cloud-like mass suddenly dropped into their rice fields, which not long after was being compared to a venom egg from a movie by bystanders and viewers online. The dark, dense object quickly went viral as footage spread across social media, prompting widespread curiosity about its origin. The incident in the Patok Besi area left locals debating whether it was a natural phenomenon or something far more unusual. Despite the speculation, the true nature of the falling mass remains unknown, as it never got mainstream attention. Unknown propulsion object. A Canadian resident, back in November 2020, reported seeing a strange object descending from the sky on an otherwise ordinary afternoon.
Someone want to tell me what that is?
The object appeared capsule-like and emitted bursts of flame, as if attempting to control its landing. The footage quickly spread online, prompting widespread speculation about its origin. While some viewers suggested it could have been a SpaceX test or another controlled aerospace experiment, several eyewitnesses insisted the object looked nothing like conventional technology and strongly believed it was extraterrestrial. With no official explanation confirmed, the incident remains open to interpretation, leaving observers divided between a scientific experiment and a possible close encounter. Projectile debris. Two farmers in the snowy mountains of southern New South Wales discovered a large black object lodged in the ground on a remote section of their property in August 2022. At first, he assumed it was a fallen or dead tree, but a closer look revealed a charred, rigid structure, and he was convinced that it came from space. The experts from the government examined the site, tagged it to be the debris of a SpaceX capsule that had survived re-entry before crashing into the farmland. But most theories were convinced that this was more or less like a projectile from a secret experiment or part of a UFO that may have crashed or been taken down. Smoke ring. This bizarre occurrence of a massive black ring appeared very close to the ground in Managua, Nicaragua, where one of the bystanders who saw it started recording. The hovering smoke rang in the sky at around 5:55 p.m. before it dissipated into the sunset. It was first thought to be a swarm of birds or insects until it formed a ring and remained stationary. Was this a portal, a saucer using some type of invisibility cloak? All now remains a mystery. Siberian UFO. Somewhere deep in the forests of Siberia, a local hunter came across a mysterious, ball-shaped object resembling a classic flying saucer was discovered. The metallic, disc-like craft looked to have clearly crash-landed with its structure that was unlike anything known to be man-made. After coming up empty on the possibilities of what this could be, the only sane explanation that was left was that this could be a UFO. This sparked another theory of the possibility of aliens having emerged from it. Alien radioactive capsule.
Searchers in Australia somehow managed to find a highly radioactive capsule that fell off a truck last month. They scoured some 870 miles of remote land.
Authorities, after the detection of a sudden spike of radioactive material, started scanning a remote stretch of highway in Western Australia. After a 6-day-long search, they located a tiny, highly radioactive capsule, sparking curiosity about its unusual origin. Measuring just 8 millimeters high and 6 millimeters wide, The metallic object was discovered by the roadside, with officials establishing a 20-meter exclusion zone to ensure safety. While experts confirmed no one was exposed to its radiation, its sudden appearance in such a remote area led some observers to speculate about extraterrestrial connections, comparing its size and unusual properties to objects linked with UFO sightings. The capsule was swiftly secured for further analysis in Perth. Glowing drone orb. Up in the skies of Toronto, Canada, on the eve of January 9th, 2025, a local spotted a visibly large object that appeared overhead all of a sudden. It was consistently flashing a light, and the eyewitness reported hearing an engine-like sound coming from it. Before disappearing completely, it started oscillating faster, seemingly ripping itself apart. An attempt to open a portal or a saucer craft that was experiencing technical issues? Its exact nature remains a complete mystery. Escalating orb sighting. On the 4th of November, locals from a small town in the mountains of Chiapas, Mexico, had their security cameras capture the sighting of a strange orb. It appeared and was moving one by one to different residences randomly, where it would hover for a couple of seconds to minutes before moving on to the next. This glowing orb was seen all around the city as it made a casual appearance. Was it a drone of some kind that was gathering information for something imminent, like an invasion or massive abductions? No can be said for sure, but it certainly feels like the case here. Moving portal. A wildlife monitoring camera that was placed in the thick of the woods of the Brazilian Amazon captured the sighting and emergence of a small, glowing opening that was moving all around the area. After a couple of minutes of going around back and forth, it suddenly disappeared out of thin air. Could it be a fireball of some kind, or an orb that mysteriously appeared? None of these theories proved to be fruitful in the case when compared to the possibility of this being a portal that was about to open, but failed to do so. Tree struck. A man driving along a deserted road came across a strange, glowing, semi-transparent object caught in the branches of a tree. He stopped to film the scene, and the footage quickly gained attention online. Witnesses and viewers speculated about the object's origin, with some suggesting it could be debris from a UFO, possibly part of a crash with cloaking technology still active, while others raised concerns that it might be hazardous, such as radioactive material.
I've never seen a drone like that.
The unusual sighting has fueled ongoing debate over unexplained aerial phenomena and challenges conventional explanations like drones or ordinary debris. Falling plasma balls. On the eve of November 9th, 2025, a very bright sighting of this unexplainable phenomenon in Davao City, Philippines, had locals puzzled. These looked far from anything like a meteorite or UFO, but were rather classified to be plasma balls. These were very brightly lit with an intense light signature and were moving very slow. According to the witness, it appeared from high in the sky as it slowly descended towards the earth with a trail behind it. In a matter of minutes, they disappeared behind the canopy on the ground. Dropped from sky.
Well, now to the mysterious object that fell from the sky and then damaged an auto repair shop in South Jersey.
The town of Magnolia, New Jersey, was jolted by a powerful boom in the early morning, followed by a bright flash that residents said briefly lit up the sky on April 15th, 2025. By daylight, the cause became partially clear when an auto body shop owner found a large hole in his roof and heavy interior damage, including dents in solid steel equipment. Neighborhood surveillance and doorbell cameras captured the intense flash and the moment of impact, resembling a fireball crashing through the building, although astronomers noted signs of an object falling from the sky.
Sky, the big bright light, and then the big bang. It was big.
No physical fragment was recovered, leaving residents uneasy and investigators still combing through debris for answers. Crash site of unknown. This footage was shared on May 22, 2025, by a bystander, capturing the scene where an unknown object had fallen from the sky at one of the homes in Edina, Minnesota. Though fortunately, there was no one in the area at the time. The incident severely damaged a house and several parked vehicles that came in the way. With little to no recovered wreckage parts or pieces, it indicates that someone had cleaned the area before emergency services and authorities arrived on the scene. Considering the crash site and damages, it is very possible that a UFO may have crash-landed here and was picked up soon after. Aerial Metal Man. After noticing a large, dark object lingering in the sky, a homeowner in Utah checked it through binoculars and saw what appeared to be a figure-shaped form suspended among the clouds.
What is going on?
The sighting took place on July 29, 2025, and the object's outline resembled something more mechanical than human, leading to speculation that it could have been an aerial craft designed with a humanoid silhouette, similar to fictional exosuits seen in movies. However, with no visible movement and no clearer, zoomed-in footage, the nature of the object remains uncertain, leaving the homeowner and others unsure of what exactly was seen that day. Jellyfall. While traveling near the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia, on July 16, 2019, a man observed unusual jelly-like substances falling from the sky. Upon hitting the ground, the gelatinous blobs appeared to melt, releasing water, though they were unlike ice or snow. Similar phenomena had been reported elsewhere, including in a small town in Washington, where rain left behind bluish water along with this same jelly-like material. The strange goo covered streets, cars, and rooftops, and some who touched it fell ill. Tests confirmed it wasn't ordinary water, and despite investigations, no clear explanation emerged. The mysterious falling blobs, reminiscent of the Oakville blobs, remain unexplained to this day. Glowing asteroid. Late on the night of September 6, 2025, residents of Salt Lake City, Utah, witnessed a striking sight, a giant rock-like object, possibly an asteroid, hovering in the sky. Unlike typical meteorites that fall to the ground, this object remained suspended, reflecting light with blinking and shining patterns that caught many off guard. While opinions varied on whether it was a natural asteroid or an unidentified aerial phenomenon, some reports suggested the possibility that it contained valuable gems or other precious materials. The unusual display left observers puzzled and intrigued, as the floating object defied expectations of what a rock or asteroid should do in the sky. Mysterious sky object. Up in the skies of Chengdu, China, an anomaly appeared of a nature which was hard to explain. Its nature made it look like a pillar made of bricks that was hovering in the sky. However, within the passage of a couple of seconds, one of the separated pieces of this mysterious sighting can be seen closing in almost as if it were landing. Since it looked nothing like a UFO, it was classified as Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, or UAP. The sighting was made in the afternoon, and not long after, it was said to have disappeared. Scud cloud. On April 22, 2025, in Sydney, Australia, witnesses reported an unusual dark mass floating above the water, clearly separated from the surrounding clouds. The object had a strange, melted metal-like look that made it difficult to identify, and video of the incident spread quickly across social media, drawing widespread attention. Its unusual shape and movement caused brief public concern, as viewers tried to determine what it might be. Weather specialists later reviewed the footage and confirmed that the formation closely matched the appearance of a scud cloud, a low and detached cloud type, often mistaken for something more mysterious due to its irregular shape. Tokyo sky glimpse. While spending a quiet day at home, a family in an apartment complex noticed a strange phenomenon drifting above the clear Tokyo sky. Recorded in 2006, the sight appeared as a bright, sparkling mass that briefly held its position in midair before fading from view. It did not resemble any clear figure, object or aircraft, just an unusual, shimmering form in the form of a cross that seemed to hover without explanation. Onlookers described it as if the sky itself had produced a sudden burst of light, suspended for a moment by forces they couldn't identify. The family later reflected that it felt more like an atmospheric anomaly or an unexplained natural event than anything living or mechanical. Unknown drone pod. In 2019, Quebec City became the place of sighting of a strange object that can best be described to be a drone or a separated pod. A security camera of one of the houses recorded it as it slowly descended with a soft, uneven motion, almost as if it were floating rather than flying, passing quietly near parked cars. Its form looked irregular and somewhat organic, but not clearly like any known creature or object. The way it moved suggested it might have been carried by shifting air currents or changes in atmospheric pressure, rather than the typical engines or propulsion system of any kind. Top secret. A pilot flying over New York on January 5th, 2025, spotted an unusual object moving through the sky. While recording the view from the cockpit, he zoomed in and noticed a dark, metallic sphere drifting in the distance. It appeared to move with a steady, smooth motion that didn't match any aircraft, drone, or known weather phenomenon. For a moment, it seemed to be heading in the same direction as the plane, maintaining its shape without visible wings, lights, or trail. Then, without warning, the video cut off, leaving no indication of what happened next. With no follow-up footage or official explanation, the sighting remains an unresolved sky anomaly. Open discussion.
Strange is I come to this park every day to walk my dog. And normally it's just a big open field, but today this has appeared.
A TikTok user at Cryptade shared a video on November 4th, 2025, showing a strange object that appeared overnight in a park in Indiana. The structure resembled a carved monument covered in intricate markings that didn't match anything typically found in the area. Its sudden presence suggested it may have emerged from the ground or been placed there without any notice. Neither park officials nor the city claimed responsibility for it, leaving its origins entirely unknown and adding an unexplained element to the landscape. It was shared on numerous forums and communities online, but left unanswered. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another WOW video. Until then, you can check out these other videos for a WOW dose of entertainment and knowledge.